Welcome back once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Race Network. Tonight, the Queen City 116 here for Swift Motorsports RIGS Custom Computers Xfinity Series fires things off for race number 1 and round number 2 of the chase for the season number 2 right here on the Turn 3 Race Network. How you doing? How you feeling out there in TV land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. Drivers gonna have 116 laps to try to tackle a beautiful track, hometown track for me, just about an hour away. Was a little bit closer when I was in Kannapolis. This nestled right outside of Charlotte in Concord, North Carolina. Charlotte Motor Speedway, beautiful track there. You can see beautiful weather here tonight. Track temperature a little bit on the hot side. Gonna have to watch for these drivers slipping and sliding around the track. Have to wait to see how all that plays out as we begin to, well, see who's gonna walk away with that pole position here tonight. John Furness, top of the speed charts right now. Quick time, 30.86 for Furness. And it looks like we do have just about all the drivers already turning in their time lapse, so we'll go ahead and throw that qualifying speed chart up for you there to the left-hand side of your screen. That you can see John Furness in that one machine continuing the dominance that we have seen throughout the past handful of race weekends. But let's not forget, not with the drivers last week at Michigan, but Justin Gann getting the job done. We unfortunately couldn't see him in victory lane, but Gann getting the job done there last week at Michigan. That's going to give him a little bit of momentum, I would think, heading into this first race here in round number 2. The chase for the championship, season number 2 here in the RIGS Custom Computers Xfinity Series. Final few seconds rolling off of qualifying, so field will make their way back down through pre-race technical inspection, and we'll step away for just a brief commercial break, get things set and ready to go for all the green flag laps here tonight. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the boats bursting in out, gave proof
And with the jets flying over, you know what time it is. Race fans, drivers going to make their final ways through pre-race inspection, begin to hit the starting grid. There you can see a few drivers already slotted out there on the track, getting ready to fire things off here for the first time tonight in the RIGS Custom Computers Xfinity Series. Queen City 116 here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Why don't we say we go ahead and run down a little bit of your official business here tonight coming in to tonight's race. There you can see those top 8 chase drivers: John Furness, Justin Gann, Tommy Haynes, Jonathan Cogswell, Jason Ayerson had a solid run last night, can hit repeat and head back to the podium position once again. We'll have to wait to see if that all pans out for him. But also Andrew Mraz, Edward Bray, Nick Hunt just barely missing out. Edward Bray squeezing in by the skin of his teeth, making it here to round number 2. And as it looks like most of the field now begins to hit their starting spots, weather doesn't look like it's going to be changing too much out there. Looks like we do still have a few drivers yet to come out there on the track at this point in time. See who we're missing here. For some reason, I don't know. Looks like we're missing somebody out there on the track, but nonetheless, we'll go ahead because we can hear them in the background. Those familiar bells begin to ring, and we will get set to run down tonight's starting lineup here in the Queen City 116 for the RIGS Custom Computers Xfinity Series, presented to you by SwiftMotorSports, right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. That number 1 machine, top of the speed charts in qualifying. John Furness takes the pole just to his outside, the 22 of Todd Cray. Inside row number 2, the 28 of Andrew Mraz, followed by Darren Clement. John Wimbish and David Camara are going to make up row number 3. Row number 4, Jason Ayerson and Terry Kahn. Jim Ott and Tommy Haynes will round out row number 5. Row number 6, here tonight, the 66 of Edward Bray, followed by the 27 of Jonathan Cogswell. Inside row number 7, the 18 of Casey Duncan, followed by David Cameron. Stephen Ayers Jr. and Nick Hunt going to make up row number 8. Row number 9, you can find Brandon Friesen, last week's race winner, that 30 RB Custom RIGS Toyota Supra. Ken Gann make it back-to-back race winning weekends. We'll have to wait and see how all that plays out, and we're ready to fire things off for the first time here tonight. Looks like we have a few drivers with some custom numbers out there. We'll have to keep our eyes on that. Might be a little bit confusing. Pace car down and away. Field to the restart box. Flag man has it, and green flag flies for the first time here tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Queen City 116. We'll begin to scroll that graphic across the top of your screen for you. Keep track of all these chase drivers, where your favorite drivers are running here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Down the backstretch, still a battle for that top spot. And it's hard for me to see this because Todd Cray is listed as the 22. Right there, you see it on screen, but showing up in the 3 Nilla machine. We'll have to keep our eyes on that as the rest of the night continues on. Anyways, close battles back through the field. David Camara as well as John Wimbish battling for the last spot inside the top 15. And Wimbish up into that outside wall. He's going to begin to fall through the field just a little bit. Jason Ayerson losing some ground. We'll take a look back here, see what's happening with this 44. It looks like paint schemes still trying to make their way through here on the Trady Paint side of things. Things seem to be a little bit slow on their end here tonight, but we'll continue around the speedway. The City Chevrolet of Terry Kahn up there in that 33 Chevy Camaro, looking pretty good here tonight, knocking on the door of a top 5 very early. Drivers begin to stack themselves up nose to tail as we come around to begin lap number 4 out of the 116 scheduled here tonight. Official race distance, the 0-2 of David Camara all over Terry Khan, trying to make his way around him down the backstretch. Not going to get around him as they continue this 7 or 8 car train here through the center of this field. We'll take a look a little bit further on back in the pack. There you can see that 5 of Lee Staples looking to the inside of Brandon Freeze. Freeze has got his Ford Mustang out there on that outside run, trying to keep the momentum up, the RPM going, and keep this Xfinity Series machine turning at the high side, doing a good job of that right now. Still side by side with Lee Staples. Staples, big move off of 2. He's going to take that spot by the time they enter 3. Going to continue to check and look on these paint schemes. We still have a few more, it looks like, that need to come on through on the trading paint side of things. So with that being said, just bear with us on that one. Going to jump back up to this battle because here comes Camara to the inside of Khan. Not going to have it, looking once again now to the inside into turn 3 through the center. Not going to gain any ground there. Going to have to fall back in line off of turn 4. Whoa, just behind him, Tommy Haynes almost into that outside wall, almost stepping out. A little bit of a connection issue there for Khan, so we'll jump on board with Camara as he continues his run here tonight. Camara still trying to charge to the front. Not much changing at the front. John Furness still leads tonight. Race has a 3 now, making a 4-10 second advantage over Todd Gray, still running in that second position. Andrew Mraz, Darren Clement, and John Wimbish round out your top 5. Gonna jump up to a battle that's beginning to brew right here for that 3rd position. Darren Clement has it. Andrew Mraz wants it. Mraz right there to the bottom in that 28 Ford Mustang, looking to try to see if he can't have a round on that 32 of Clement. Gray with a solid run. Can he repeat last night's performance? He went to victory lane last night in the Performance Motorsports Truck Series. Back over at Kentucky is where those Performance Motorsports Truck Series drivers ran last night. So making his way a little bit further down south, jumping in his RB RIGS Custom Computers Xfinity Series machine and having a fine run once again is that 22 of Todd Cray. And Jess, you beat me to it again. I forgot. You got me. Gonna jump around the track just a little bit, find a few of the battles going on the track. There you can see that 44 of Jason Ayerson. Looks like his paint scheme just gonna be one of those troublesome ones for us here tonight. But Ayerson, one of those drivers that had a great run last night as well, was able to walk away with the 3rd position last night. Also in the Performance Motorsports Truck Series, following Todd Cray and a few of the other drivers over there in that series. So Ayerson looking to translate last night's success to success right here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. The tracks can be similar, even though they are very different. Both mile and a halves race a little bit different in the corners, but well, cookie cutter type tracks. So we'll move on. There you can see last week's race winner from Michigan International Speedway, Justin Gann, just in front of that 18 of Casey Duncan. Gann making his way up through the field, hard charging right now, up 6 spots from where he started tonight's race, and that will make him the biggest mover of the race so far here, as Jonathan Cogswell, that 27 machine, begins to lose a little bit of ground. Looks like he has lost some speed out of his Ford Mustang, as more drivers, Brandon Vries, Lee Staples, they begin their battle once again with each other as they continue to close in on Cogswell. But we're going to clue in, focus in on this man right here. His run to the front began on lap number 1. Justin started all the way back in the rear of the field, and here he is running 6, make it almost 7. He's got to take that spot away from Edward Bray, hanging strong on the outside in his Camaro. That is not going to work out. A little bit more speed there on the corner exit for Gann, and he's going to have the clear cut advantage heading into turn 3. Now going to inch forward and has a 1-car race advantage by the time they work their way out of 4. So Gann now up, knocking on the door of a top 10. He's in 11th, up 7 spots from where he started tonight's race. A little bit further in front of this battle, as Gann has got a ways to go before he can catch up with Jim Ott. We're going to go check this little battle out going between David Camara and Jason Ayerson. Ayerson looks like maybe in a new paint scheme. We're not quite sure. Says all the paints are up to date, so we'll just have to wait for a commercial break, something of that nature, to see if we can't get that to reboot, reload. Nonetheless, paint scheme doesn't make the car any faster. Looking to the outside on pure talent. Here comes Ayerson looking for the front. Big time show of strength, power move around the outside for that 44 of Ayerson. He's going to take away that 8 spot as Camara begins to fall once again. 1 more spot back, now down 3 spots from where he started tonight's race, and just a handful of drivers have lost more positions on this start than Camara. Stephen Ayers Jr., David Cameron, 2 drivers both losing 4 spots since the start of tonight's race. So those 2 drivers kind of laying back in the back of the pack right now, playing it easy, playing it calm, cool, and collective, as the field makes their way off of turn number 4 to begin lap number 18 out of the 116 scheduled here in tonight's official race distance for the Queen City 116. Hey, look at that. It's right at the top of the screen now. You know, sometimes you just have to amuse yourself for the good old sake of things, to keep things lighthearted and things of that. Oh, big time moment there. Jim Ott, he's going to slot just across the nose of David Camara. I apologize. Camara almost having the front end knocked off of that machine, and Justin Gann right there behind him. He closed that gap rather quick. Jason Ayerson continues to battle with the drivers around him. Tommy Haynes right there in the 17 machine running in 7th. Terry Kahn, John Wimbish not too far off in front of them. That's another battle all in itself. Back there 4th and 5th position. Mraz Wimbish battling it out on the speedway. Gann continues his climb to the front of the field, now inside of your top 10, running in that final 10th position, up 8 spots from where he started tonight's race. I'll tell you what, let's go a little bit further up in front of these drivers. Check that out. That's the front end of this battle. Tommy Haynes in his 17 machine trying to keep Jason Ayerson, Jim Ott, and Gann back behind him, and Gann is one of the fastest drivers on the track. Lap after lap, he has been just a tick faster than your race leader, John Furness, as Furness continues to keep that gap between himself and Todd Gray right about a half a second. So we'll jump up there to your race leader here in just a moment. Let's see what's happening with Haynes. Haynes at the top of the speedway. He's losing 2. Now make it 3 spots. Ooh, Camara with some contact with the outside wall coming off of 4. He's going to right the ship, but still a little bit of right rear quarter damage on that 0-2. Going to head it a little bit further in front of that battle. There you can see another 3-car battle beginning to sort itself out. Andrew Mraz, Terry Kahn, John Wimbish. New scheme right there for Wimbish. Check out that. A Valvoline 56, usually running that Cheerwine scheme, but tonight, Valvoline on board with John Wimbish and his Chevy Camaro. Kahn gonna go to the top with that famous City Chevrolet paint scheme on with that. Days of Thunder made that paint scheme famous and looking to make it infamous, or more so. I'm not even sure how you make something more famous than famous, but Kahn looking to do so, trying to get that 33 to victory lane. Big time scrap going on right here. Got about 4 or 5 drivers all battling for positions. Justin Gann continues his charge to the front, now up 11 positions all the way up into that 7th spot, and he's going to look for more. Can he have a top 5 before the first round of green flag pit stops begins to unfold? Within the next, I would say, 5 to 7 laps, we should see these drivers begin to make their way down pit road. Gonna split this up with 3 pit stops here tonight is what I believe the fuel mileage is gonna be for these RB Riggs Custom Computers Xfinity Series drivers. Can they stretch it a little bit further? Who's gonna have that winning strategy? Who's willing to roll the dice? Who's willing to think outside of the box? Because you've only got 2 races here in round number 2 before you're gonna have to really focus in, buckle down, pull the belt straps super tight, and race it out for a championship trophy. The driver's gonna have to get the job done tonight or next week when we head to Richmond. That's gonna be some fireworks under the lights. Short track racing at its finest to see who will make it into the championship for heading to Phoenix for the championship round just in, as we said, 2 weeks from tonight. Whoa, Kahn, big time moment, loses the car off of the bottom of 2. Wimbish goes around him. Oh my goodness. Drivers going everywhere down the backstretch trying to avoid a big time moment there with Terry Kahn. Kahn's going to regain his composure, but not before he gives up 3 spots. Jimont looking to make it 4 more connection issues for that 33 as he begins to drop back through the field. Now Wimbish up into that 4th position. We've got 2 drivers down onto pit road. Edward Bray, Lee Staples, both of those drivers go ahead and hit pit road here on lap number 28. I apologize, lap number 27 for both of those drivers. Your race leaders continue to trek it out here into turn number 1. There you can see him leading the field, the Valvoline 1 of John Furness. We put a bounty out on his head there for trying to keep him from his 6th race win, but Justin Gann going ahead and getting the job done even without me being there, so gotta catch up with Gann. Fat in the pocket just a little bit, man of the word, so gotta do what you say. Oh, well, you gotta say what you mean and mean what you say and do what you say. So Justin, we'll catch up post-race. We'll get that all sorted out, taken care of. Nonetheless, Jemont, Jason Harrison, now David Cameron, all on to pit road for their first green flag pit stop. Looks like we're going to have a big-time difference on the fuel strategy here, the tire strategy. How long will Furness continue to stay out in that 1 Camaro? Got himself a big-time gap, 2.2 seconds to be exact, back to Todd Cray. Cray running strong Unfortunately, though, you can see by the ticker right there scrolling across the top of your screen, Todd Gray not in this Elite 8 championship chase round number 2. Gray falling short of making it into the chase. Let me double check that because that seems a little off to me, but no, yes indeed. Unfortunately, Todd Gray not making it into the, I believe, did Todd make it into the chase? Hold on, got the stat book here. Let's go ahead and take a look here. And no, Todd not making it at all into the chase here in the RB Riggs Custom Computers Xfinity Series season number 2. So amazingly, Todd Gray very good in the trucks, but well, falling a little bit short here in the Cup cars, but running in a good solid second position right now. We'll take a look at that 22 number 3 Nilla machine piloted by Todd Gray. He's got his Camaro sitting well in a big time gap back for position. Driver running just behind him. That 10 machine is down 1 lap already. David Camaro has fallen back off of the lead lap. Actually, Cameron being scored 3 laps down to be exact. A few other drivers also off of the lead lap due to their green flag pit stops. Last driver on the lead lap running in the 12th spot, the 62 of Stephen Ayers Jr. More drivers to pit road. Andrew Mraz, Justin Gann, and Darren Clement all come to pit road this time by. So what will this 22-3 Nilla machine do right here? Craig gonna go ahead and let the fresh tires by. Gonna come to pit road this time by. Follow John Furness in. That's gonna leave the field in the hands of these 2 drivers. Wimbish and Kahn to pit road. Tommy Haynes, Brandon Freeze, Nick Hunt all gonna pull off. Everybody looks like they've gotten it woed up. Don't look like we're gonna have any pit road penalties this time by for that big group of drivers. Jonathan Cogswell gonna stay out on the track. What will Stephen Ayers Jr. do running in the 9th position right now? He's gonna go ahead and bring it to pit road this time by. Cogswell gonna stay out on track, get his Ford Mustang a lap led here. That's gonna put a point in his back pocket. Cogswell, one of your championship 8 drivers. So you've got to be very aware of the situation around you. There you can see all those drivers in the chase right there, lit up in that familiar turn 3 orange. Scrolling across your screen, it's going to jump around just a little bit as we've got this round of green flag pit stops coming to an end. That's going to put the field back in the hands of this man right here. That one of John Furness back to the front. Oh, and Furness has to come to pit road. Furness with a pit road penalty. He's going to have to bring it back down. That's going to put it in the hands of that 3 of Todd Gray, inheriting the lead here. Pit road penalty for Furness. Darren Clement pitting 1 lap sooner than Todd Gray. That enabled him to make his way to the rear deck lid of that 22-3 machine. And yeah, we call it the 22-3 because on the scoring he's 22 and on the side he's 3, so we're going to go with the 22-3. Andrew Mraz, another driver with trouble on pit road in a pit road penalty. He has to make his way back down pit road, so that's going to put him off of the lead lap. And how about the dominant car early here tonight? John Furness with a mistake on pit road. He has to come back down, serve a very, very long penalty. Looks like it was about a 40-second penalty for Furness, and he is going to give up a ton of time. He needs a caution if he's going to do anything else here tonight to try to salvage his night. Andrew Mraz also stopped in his box for quite a long time already at the 25-second mark, being stationary in pit road in the pit box for Mraz, and he's going to continue to fall through the field, fall another position or two as Todd Cray begins to step his race lead out over Darren Clement. And well, with that being said, race fans, we're going to go ahead and switch things up for you just a little bit. Give you some more of the racing action on screen. There you can see it. There you have it. Timing and scoring off to the left-hand side of your screen. Drivers with a solid green flag run here so far tonight. Clean and green. All 39 now make it, 39 completed as we start lap number 40 here in the out of the 116 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. Todd Cray takes over the race lead after a green flag pit cycle. Darren Clement making up some time, but now falling to the wayside. Jim Ott listed just about 2 seconds back from Clement, so Ott able to capitalize on a few drivers having some troubles. And how about this man right here, able to capitalize on some troubles, up 9 spots from where he started tonight's race, but now in trouble of losing yet another spot. Terry Kahn and that City Chevrolet going to go around the 5 of Lee Staples. Staples started way back in the back of the pack, way back, I believe, in 18th or 19th position, so up quite a few. Running in the 11th spot, started way back in 19th. Yes, up 8 spots, running in 11th. That makes 19, David. Well, you can math. You can do it. Speaking of you can do it, look at that high side work for the 17 of Haynes. Drivers working and closing their way in on the halfway point around this 1.5 mile D-shaped oval nestled in Concord, North Carolina, just outside of, Earnhardt Town, Kannapolis, North Carolina, just about maybe 5 to 7 miles down the road from this speedway right here. Beautiful dirt track right across the street, the dirt track at Charlotte. And let's not forget about good old Z-Max 4 wide. That's right, 4 wide drag racing just across the street from Charlotte Motor Speedway as well. I'm telling you, if you haven't been to Charlotte, you've got to go, and especially the Roval. My goodness, what a race to watch, what a race to witness. Just about as good as the one you got right here on screen, right front and center. John Wimbish looking to go 3 wide, thought better of it. He's going to say to the outside of Haynes. Those two drivers will continue side by side back across the stripe. 3-car train up in front of them. Jason Ayrson, Terry Kahn, and Casey Duncan with a solid run here tonight, up 7 spots, now running in that 6th position. And as this battle continues to rage right here, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, but don't worry, race fans, you won't miss any of the action as we go side by side with Swift. back trackside as we continue to watch battles unfold on the track. Terry Khan continues to have some of those blinking and connection issues. We'll continue to watch that on the track as well. Edward Bray, Brandon Freeze, they're battling back for the 12th and 13th position on the track. Freeze in 12th, Bray back in 13th, and if they're not careful, Lee Staples is going to bring him his 5 machine right up there in the mix. But how about up at the front of this field? Todd Cray, he's still got company. Darren Clement has not lost touch with your race leader. Clement can smell a race win. Will we see another first-time race winner this season? Can Clement break into the winner column? We've already had 7 different winners, with Justin Gann going to victory lane last week at Michigan International Speedway. We do apologize. We weren't able to bring you that coverage due to some technical issues. You know how computers and technology can be sometimes. Anyways, we won't bore you with that. We'll get right back to the action here on the track. Todd Cray, your race leader, here on lap number 52. He's going to hang it to the high side out of 1 and 2. Now back down the back stretch, back into turn number 3. And here comes Clement once again, not losing ground. Not losing ground at all, has been able to keep that half of a second, that 5/10. Pretty much steady this entire green flag run so far. These drivers both on the pit road. Back on lap number 34 for Cray, 33 for Clement. So just about 20 laps ago is when these drivers came down pit road, and they're going to have to come down pit road at least one more, if not 2 more times, to get to the end of tonight's race. Do want to give a big time shout out to all the race officials out there tonight up in the booth watching the race, keeping everything straight, keeping all the drivers' tempers in check. Big time shout out, tip of the cap up there to that dynamic duo up there tonight. Shane Bliss, big time moment for the 32. Clement almost into the outside wall after making the pass on Todd Cray. That was absolutely closer than what Clement wanted. As we were saying, though, big time tip of the cap. Thank you, shout out to both Don Kidder as well as Shane Bliss up there in race control. Not just for what you do here tonight, but for what you've done all season long, keeping everything nice and smooth, nice and easy. And, well, you guys make my job look so easy, flawless. We do appreciate everything you do over there in the race control tower. And, well, race fans, right at that halfway point, who you got out there in the chat? Who you think is going to be the biggest mover of the race? Who's going to make their presence felt at the end of tonight's race? We have been clean and green all night long. All 55 laps that are in the books have been green as we work our way back down the backstretch with your new race leader, Darren Clement, on lap number 56 out of the 116 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. These drivers laying it all out on the line, and we do have a little battle going on here with Terry Khan involved. Khan right there on the rear deck lid of John Wimbish. Casey Duncan in the 18 having to deal with that just a little bit. Tommy Haynes, he's got some issues. Haynes dropping through the field. Looks like Haynes not scored on the track anymore. Looks like maybe had a whoop, and there he is, right back once again. There you have it. There you can see it at some point in time. Yeah, well, you know, iRacing likes to do what it does. Nonetheless, going to jump around just a little bit, bring you some more of the great action shots here from the trackside here tonight. Tell you what, let's go down there on board looking back at Khan doing the Magic Man impression in the City Chevrolet Camaro. Now you see me, now you don't. Which way did I go? Which way did I go? looking from the back end of John Wimbish's 56 machine. Wimbish sporting a Valvoline paint scheme here tonight. That car wrapped nice and sweet. Looking for a little bit of a change, a little bit better of an outcome over the past few weeks. Wimbish fell out of championship contention, but now running strong here tonight. Up in the 6th spot, Terry Khan all over him. Now looking to the inside. Gonna jump around a little bit more. We'll continue to watch this battle here for just a brief moment, see how it all shakes out. Looks like Wimbish is able to fight that hard charge off. And I'll tell you what, why don't we go up here to some more drivers battling it out. Just off in the distance, there you can see him, David Camara, right there in his 02 Chevy Camaro, making his way across the line to begin lap number 60 out of the 116 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. And as we have stepped over that halfway point here tonight, race fans, if you haven't already, throw these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Darkside Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. So as we've already said, toss these drivers a thumbs up. May have gotten a little loud there, huh? Ooh, might have to adjust some of that audio. Do apologize about that. We'll go ahead and run that down just a little bit. Still trying to tweak. Trying to tweak all of the audio levels, things of that nature that come with having to re-update, reload, and renew hard drives and things of that nature. Nick Hunt, Jason Harrison, they're going to come to pit road. Brandon Freeze also to pit road. Looks like Casey Duncan, Edward Bray, John Furness, Lee Staples, Will Furness, and Mraz. Both of those drivers been to pit road 2 times, once for a pit road penalty. And will we see any more drivers get popped here tonight by those pesky pit road police? Nobody going to come down pit road this time by, as we continue to ride right here with David Camara. Gonna take a look back here from the cockpit. I do believe we do have a gyro cam on board with Camara. There you can see him trying to close in on Justin Gann just out in front of him. And Gann starting to gain some positions. I tell you what, I believe we have another onboard cam here tonight with Gann. There you can see him right there. We do. And Gann making his way around. My goodness, what a power move, and what might be going on inside of that 3. Todd Craig giving up not just the top spot, but also giving up that 2nd position. And look at him begin to step away. It looks like a little bit of damage. Looks like there's some damage on the front end of Todd Craig's Chevy Camaro. Looks like it is beaten and battered just a little bit. Losing 3.5 seconds to your race leader, Darren Clement, after being dominant there in the first portion of this second green flag run. What will Craig do this time? By last time he stayed out 1 lap longer than Clement, then Justin Gann. So are those tires actually coming back to haunt them? As you can see, the drivers that got the older tires were able to make their way around the fresher tires. Looks like it's a little bit different than what we may be typically seeing at this track. And I tell you what, might be a product of the weather. So let's go ahead and check in with the weather report once again. And there you can see track temperature is dropping. We started tonight's race upwards of 111, 113 degrees on the track. It is now down to 103 as Clement, Gann, and Todd Craig all come to pit road this time by. That's going to put the field in the hands of John Wimbish. We'll go ahead and get rid of that weather report on screen for you. Go ahead and throw some of this other information up on the track once again. John Wimbish, your new race leader. He's got that 56 Valvoline Trading Paints Chevy Camaro Sporty here tonight, as Tommy Haynes just behind him. Those two drivers continue to battle it out on the speedway. Gonna take a little little bit of a moment there. That 28 of Mraz into the outside wall. Contact with the outside wall for Mraz. That's gonna move him a little bit closer to your current race leader. And there you can see Todd Cray. He's gonna fall off of the lead lap, but look for him to go ahead and get himself back on the lead lap rather quickly once he gets those tires heated up and back up to speed. Justin Gann was able to keep himself in front, 3 wide, as Wimbish comes to pit road. Tommy Haynes gonna stay out on the track. The 17 looks to lead a lap, gonna do so that time by, as he's now gonna enjoy that top spot. Drivers in front of him already down in back onto the speedway, back up to speed. And look at that difference. Gonna look at the scoring charts right now. Tommy Haynes last time by 33:47. Last time by for Jim Ott was a 31:68, and Ott wasn't even the fastest driver last time by. Last time by, Derek Clement with a quick time here tonight, 30:97 during the race. So fast time right now goes to that 32 Ford Mustang. Looking at this battle on the track still going on between, big time moment here. Casey Duncan, Jason Ayrson battling it out. The Sweet Tooth Reese's machine sitting right there. Can he put that Ford Mustang up into the mix? We've got a battle of manufacturers right here. Chevy, Toyota, and Ford all nose to tail on the track as Jason Ayrson begins to separate himself from that Supra and Mustang. It looks like we clicked the wrong graphics off there. It's not a broadcast until I mess up. You know what I mean? Jonathan Cogswell going to bring his 27 Ford Mustang down to pit road for 4 tires and fuel. I don't think these drivers are going to be able to make it from here. Most of the field down onto pit road right around lap number 65, lap number 66. So looking at, judging at the trends, and we'll take a closer look at that here with the pit strategy information that we're able to pull here. There you can see 33 laps. Majority is the longest length on the fuel and tires for most of these drivers out there. So doing the math and calculations on the pit road on lap number 66, 33 laps from there, that's 99. Drivers gonna be well more than 20 laps short on fuel, so look for all of those drivers to have to come back down pit road once again. Field beginning to stretch themselves out just a little bit. So I tell you what, about this point in time in the race, let's go ahead and run through a little bit of house cleaning. Tonight, we started with 19 drivers on the starting grid for the Queen City 116 here in round number 2 of the chase for the championship here in season number 2 for the RIGS Custom Computers Xfinity Series. We've still got 16 drivers out there on the track, and it is showing 12 drivers still on the lead lap. Tommy Haynes in the 17 being scored the last driver on the lead lap. Jonathan Cogswell, first driver off of the lead lap, sitting in that lucky dog position. Back behind him in the 14th spot, John Furness, and the one continues to try to see if he can salvage some sort of good points day here tonight. Damage control mode at this point in time for Furness and the entire one crew, and it's a tough break, dominating the race before getting popped with a pit road speeding penalty. Furness gonna be down 1 lap. He was down 2 laps, able to get himself back down just 1 lap. We'll see if he can make his way back up through the field just a little bit more and more. Chase drivers there, you can see him with some trouble. Cogswell, Furness, Mraz, that's 3 out of your 8 vying for their championship hopes and dreams here. Just 2 races before our final cutoff to set your championship for Phoenix in 2 weeks. Who's going to go ahead and separate themselves from the field? Still yet to be determined, but Justin Gann, your highest running championship contender, sitting in that second spot, up 16 spots from where he started tonight's race, all the way back row. Shotgun Sally, if you will, back there in the 18th spot on the starting grid. So a big-time gain on the day for Gann, and he looks to try to see if he can't go back-to-back race-winning weekends. He's still got about 3.2 seconds to make up before he can have that happen. Jim Ott on screen right here. He's gained some ground and went around Todd Cray. And what has happened to Cray? He is falling like a rock through the field, slowly but surely, I should say. Maybe not quite like a rock, but every 5 to 6 laps or so, you can see him lose more and more ground to drivers around him, as he is now down 3 spots from where he started tonight's race, up in the 2nd position, and Cray falling further behind after leading tonight's race at one point in time. He's now looking to make his way back by Jim Ott. We'll take a look back a little bit further behind these drivers as the trio makes their way to turn number 3. Tell you what, race fans, right around lap number 80 here. So why don't we go up here with your race leader, Darren Clement, and begin to give you a little bit of driver rundown, some driver stats and spotlights and highlights as we make our way around this 1.5 mile D-shaped oval. There you can see Darren Clement leads tonight's race in that Busch 32. Three seconds behind your race leader, you can find this man right here at a 4X Racing. That's right, the RB Custom Rig sponsored 30 Toyota Super driver, Virginia Beach native Justin Gann, holding a pretty wheel here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Big time gap back to this man, 6 seconds almost to find David Camara running into the 3rd and final podium spot here tonight as he crosses the line to begin lap number 81. Camara with a lot of ground to make up if he's going to want to do anything with Clement or Gann. Driver sitting just behind him, running in the 4th place now after leading a handful of laps. Todd Cray going to drop to the 4th spot. Wily veteran making a solid run here tonight. Jim Ott running in that 5th position, up 4 spots from where he started tonight's race. Ken, the Pure Ink Auto Owners Michigan native, put that for a little bit further through the running order. Still a little bit of ways to go before we will know just over the 30 lap mark for these drivers to the end of tonight's official race distance in the Queen City 116. Tell you what, haven't done it tonight. Let's go around the track, a little bit of speed shots with a few of the drivers. Great camera shots here being provided to you by the hard work barrels back behind the scenes. Turn 3 Racing Network, what a privilege. Do appreciate everything everyone does behind the scenes to make these things click off flawlessly when they do. Even though sometimes my words aren't too flawless, we'll continue to watch some of these drivers make their way around the track. Do believe we've got an onboard camera shot here. There you can see on board with that 21 of Brandon Freeze as he makes his way around the track through the triangle back across the stripe. He's going to try to close in that distance to Jason Ayerson. See if he can move himself just a little bit further up through the field. Freeze running in the 8th spot. Just a handful of laps ago, Edward Bray was able to get by Casey Duncan. That was for the 10th position on the track. So Bray breaking his way inside the top 10, but I'm more interested to see if Justin Gann can do anything with that race leader. Not sure if he's going to have anything for him or not. As we go back outside the car once again, drivers making their way around this track, and they have got to start thinking about that fuel load. They have got to start thinking about when they're going to go ahead and come to pit road, because it's going to be in a handful of laps. Most of these drivers can make it about another 10 laps or so, but are you willing to go ahead and risk it for the biscuit? Come down to pit road once that fuel window opens. I tell you what, if I was sitting somewhere around, I would say Todd Cray, David Camara, and look at that, Edward Bray's going to go ahead and come to pit road, almost like they were listening. Lee Staples also going to try to make that big-time gain. See if these other drivers just get caught up in running it to the end of their fuel load. That's going to be a 10-lap difference. That is a lot of time that you can make up. Over 20-lap pressure tires, that's a lot of time to make up. Jim Ott might be pulling the okey doke. The 4 comes to pit road. All the drivers spread out on the track. Darren Clement still enjoying upwards of a 2-second gap over Justin Gann. David Camara back in the third spot, still has about, looks like about an 8-second gap now to overcome to get to Justin Gann. So those top 2 drivers just absolutely setting sail. Side-by-side battle on the track, but not for position. Camara gonna go by, I believe that is who is that? Not even sure. Stephen Ayers Jr. being passed by David Camara. That 0-2 gonna make his way by. And a solid run there for the beginning of the race, but since then, Stephen Ayers Jr. has struggled to find the pace, and that Ayers iRacing Paints number 62 Ford Mustang, and just not really having a reoccurring night. Consistency, a little bit of a struggle this season for Ayers Jr. and that 62 Ford Mustang team and crew. Last night, a good solid run in the Performance Motorsports Truck Series, but last night no longer matters. Tonight is what it's all about right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network for the RB RIGS Custom Computers Xfinity Series. David Camara still leads Todd Cray by over 2 seconds, but look at the gap at the front. It is shrinking, and Justin Gann will be there soon. He can see that 32 just off in the distance. Which one of these drivers going to go ahead and hit pit road first? As Brandon Fries, Jonathan Cogswell, they break for pit road last time around. Just 26 laps remaining for these drivers at the front of the field, and Justin Gann, he's going to go ahead and peel off of the track and come to pit road. First driver inside of your top 3 gonna hit pit road this time by. That's gonna force the hand of Camara. If he doesn't pit this time by, he's gonna lose a ton of time to the field, and Camara gonna stay out. Hoping for a caution maybe. David Camara gonna stay out on the track. We stayed right there for just a moment with Justin Gann trying to see if he made it to the pit box. All right, didn't see any smoke, any hiccups, hang-ups for that 30 RB RIGS. The sponsored Toyota Supra sitting in the 4th spot, still on the lead lap. Last driver on the lead lap, he's going to lose that lap now as the race leader still wound up, ready to go. Darren Clement, that 32 Busch machine, has got the field in check. Clement coming to pit road for hydration, not for himself. No Busch while you drive, no drinking and driving here in Swift Motorsports. Gonna bring the sponsor to the pit box though, get a wipe of the grill, some fresh tires, fuel, full fuel load. Boy, I couldn't say that. Full fuel load. Yeah, we're not going to do that. Full of fuel. There you go. Get that Mustang full of fuel. What will happen right here? Will Justin Gann have it wound up? Will he have the speed to take that top spot on this latest round of green flag pit stop? Still waiting to see if he can get the job done. Gonna go ahead and jump a few, and now he's gonna close in. Big time gain. There you can see that 32 still down on the pit surface, down on the apron. Not able to come up just yet, and Gann gonna take that top spot. 23 laps to go, and can Justin Gann put it back into victory lane, make it back to back race winning weeks for Justin Gann? Can he win 2 out of the first 3 championship races? We'll have to wait and see how all that plays out, how it all shakes out here over the next 22 laps, but Gann looking strong. In a big gap to boot. Look at that, 1.6 second advantage for Justin Gann. So those 2 laps, the telltale sign. Gann able to make up a ton of ground, but can Clement keep those fresher tires underneath him? Can he walk Gann down by the end of tonight's race? We already said last time by Gann, 1.6 second advantage, already now knocked down to a 1.2 second advantage as they make their way back into 3 and out of 4. Gann has got to keep his eye on that rear view mirror. Gonna cross the line. 20 to go here tonight in the Queen City 116 for Swift Motorsports. RB Riggs Custom Computers Xfinity Series. These drivers have put it all on the line all night long, and if you haven't already, race fans, throw these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there on the right hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Darkside Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you each and every time you stop by. So with that being said, throw these drivers a thumbs up. Drivers a little bit spread out at the front of the field, but they're going to come back together now. Just a half a second separates your top 2 drivers. Don't want to miss this battle. Still raging on the track, though. We'll jump back up to the front when it gets just a little bit closer. We've got 3-4 cars battling back for position right here. Todd Craig, Jason Anderson, Tommy Haynes, Brandon Freeze, all nose to tail. These 4 drivers mixing it up, 6th all the way back to 9th. My goodness, these drivers putting on a show everywhere, all over the speedway here tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Queen City 116. Battle heating up at the front of the field. Let's jump back with your top 2 drivers. Justin Gann leads this field, but he's got a hard charging and hungry Darren Clement right behind him. Can he keep Clement out of victory lane and make it back-to-back wins? Gann going to victory lane for the first time in the season here last week at Michigan International Speedway. Can he get the job done late in the stages here tonight? Just 2 laps difference on the tires. Who's got what it takes? Who's got the guts to get the job done here tonight at, well, they call it the Beast of the Southeast, Charlotte Motor Speedway. And, well, it is quite a beast. And I tell you what, great racing action back across the line. Gann still leads, but the advantage now goes to that 32 down there on the inside. John Furness having to come to pit road for his final stop of the evening. Not able to clear that 32 just yet. He's going to lose a little bit of ground now off of 2. And with just, contact with the outside wall, pancaking it just a little bit. Right side beat up now for that 30 of Gann. That's going to make it a little bit tougher to keep that hard-charging 32 Ford Mustang of Darren Clement behind him. Can the driver inside of that Busch Mobile to get the job done and take that top spot away from the RIGS sponsored driver inside of that Toyota Supra. Justin Gann has got some heavy lap traffic in front. Contact between Staples and Duncan right in front of the race leaders. That could have went the wrong way quick. Under 15 laps remaining. Battle at the front of this field. Battle back for the 4th and 5th position between David Camara and John Wimbish. Those two drivers battling it out. We've got another 2-3 car battle going on back through the field. Tommy Haynes and Brandon Freeze continue to battle on the track right now. Casey Duncan finally able to make the pass on Lee Staples. That's going to be for the 11th spot on the track now. Clement flexing his muscles through 1 and 2, looking to take that top spot away. Slide job off of 2 down the backstretch. New race leader, the 32 of Darren Clement, goes back to the point once again. Double ones that time by for Darren Clement. He's going to have just a handful of laps left to go. Will lap traffic come back into play with the battle for the race lead? There you can see championship contender Andrew Mraz in the 28 Ford Mustang. He is already off of the lead lap, being listed way back in the 16th spot. Will he come into play? Will he be a factor? Goes to the high side. That's going to allow Clement by on the inside, not side drafting, not really crowding him. That's going to allow Gann to close in just a little bit of a draft, a little bit of a sniff of a pull here. What will Furnace do? Furnace charging hard on those fresh tires, trying to get himself back just 1 lap down. Now being listed the first car 2 laps down. He's going to fly right on past that 30 of Justin Gann, and that's what the difference of about 10 laps or so on the tires is going to do. Furnace able to come down pit road a little bit later than the rest of the drivers after having to serve a stop and go penalty on pit road for speeding. Furnace kicked off of the traditional pit cycle. Race advantage for Darren Clement, sitting right at about a half a second. Can the 32 seal the deal here tonight? Can he make his way to victory lane for the first time? We'll have to wait and see if it holds true. There you can see John Furnace able to make his way by your race leader, get himself down just 1 lap, but he has got quite a ways to go if he's going to catch up to, I believe that is Lee Staples. Yes, Lee Staples, first driver, 1 lap down here as the race leaders continue to put drivers down the lap, and now falling a little bit behind. Justin Gann lost about a 10th and a half that last time by. Looks like last time by he was indeed about a 10th and a half slower on the track. 32-24 for your race leader, 32-35 for Gann. So Gann slowly losing touch with that 32 of Darren Clement. Going to make his way off of turn number 4 to take 6 laps to go here tonight in the Queen City 116, live right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, your home for Swift Motorsports. Gonna step back, highlight this battle on the track. John Wimbish is gonna be in trouble. Jason Ayerson in the 44, he's looking to have a little bit more solid of a run here tonight, looking to take away that 6th spot, looking to see if he can improve the points for his championship hopes. Harrison, one of those drivers still chasing the championship here in the RB RIGS Custom Computers Xfinity Series. It's still chasing that championship over in the Performance Motorsports Truck Series. Harrison with a fine run last time we were on the track last night here for the Performance Motorsports Truck Series back at Kentucky Speedway. Harrison looking to duplicate the great run. The solid points day continues to run that bottom lane. 4 laps remaining as Darren Clement continues his dominance here late in the going. Justin Gann just cannot make up the ground, running about a tenth faster actually that time by than Clement. Clement looks like he may be saving a little bit of those tires. Gonna jump back to that battle here in just a second. Watch this one unfold on the track. Now Wimbish going to go to the high side. He's going to give that position. Jason Harrison now in the 6th spot. Back up front with the battle for the race lead. Here comes Justin Gann. Can Clement get the job done? Can he? Will that the 32 Busch sponsored Ford Mustang to victory lane here tonight to become our 8th different winner of the season? Or will we see a repeat winner? Will Justin Gann be able to run him down? Half a second separated your top 2 drivers that time by. Back off of turn 2 down the backstretch. Gotta get a sniff of the draft here if he's gonna do anything on the last lap. Popsicle sticks last time by for your race leader. This time he'll see that white flag fly. Off of turn number 4 for the final time. Darren Clement sees the white flag. Final lap here tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Queen City 116 for Swift Motorsports RB RIGS Custom Computers Xfinity Series. Back off of 2, not gaining any ground is Gann, and it looks like Clement is gonna seal the deal. Down into turn 3 for the final time. Just one more corner to go. Off of 4, clean into the stripe. Capture the flag. Race winner, new race winner, first time race winner this season. That 32 of Darren Clement gets to victory lane, knocks down the door late in the season, grabs that top spot away from Justin Gann. Gann gonna end up in that 2nd position. How about this solid run right here? David Camara gonna walk away in 3rd. Jim Ott gonna cross the stripe back and forth. So a big time run for a lot of drivers, but let's get to some celebrations up here at the front of this field. There you can see making his way to the stripe, gonna enjoy burning this one down. Darren Clement, your race winner here tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway, enjoying a smoke show on the front stretch for all the race fans out here in attendance. You know, virtual racing, there's no COVID laws, so field packed house here tonight to watch Darren Clement break into the victory lane, into the victory column for the first time so far this season. And with that being said, race fans, we're going to go ahead and take a brief commercial break, get things set up for your post-race interviews, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Backtrack side as we've got the field set for your post race interviews. Gonna have a little replay rolling in the background. Why don't we say we go ahead and catch up? Have a few words with the driver that walked away in the third position here tonight. Let's see if we can't dial up and have a word or two with your third place finisher, David Camara. It's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
I get you, Dave.
Hey man, how you doing? How you feeling after a solid run here tonight?
I am over the moon with it. I have had a horrible season, partly with a sprained ankle most of the season, but if I could hit it, seems like I've hit it. So I am very, very happy with third place. The clocks by Christopher Chevrolet was running pretty good. I just kind of sat back the first part of the race and let some of those guys run their stuff off. And when I was ready to go, I ripped off some really good pit stops. And guys did great in the pits, and that really helped. So, yeah, I'm just ecstatic with it.
Well, you said it had a little bit of a rough year for you and the O2 crew. Being able to have a solid run here towards the end of the season, does that give you any more confidence heading into Richmond or maybe even looking ahead of that to Phoenix, the championship race?
Definitely, absolutely. I mean, I was starting to really doubt whether I wanted to continue or whether I could still do this. I'm kind of the senior guy at the league here, so I think anyway. I don't think there's anybody older than I am. That'd be a little. They'd have to be dirt if they were. So yeah, I was absolutely. It gives me my confidence back, and lets me know I can still drive it without hitting things.
Well, David, man, it's been it was a good night watching you run. Well, all night long, really, you were up inside just about the top five, pretty much all race long. So a heck of a job out there all race long, and we look forward to trying to see if you can continue this good streak that you got here after finishing in the third spot here tonight. So before we let you go, would you like to give any shout outs, special thanks, or anything? Thank anybody on that O2?
Clocks by Christopher. If anybody's looking for a grandfather clock, wall mantle clock, hit us up, clocksbychristopher.com. We're the biggest dealer in the country in refurbished grandfather clocks, so I can sell you a grandfather clock pretty cheap. And we do ship mostly on the East Coast to Midwest. Shipping is pretty reasonable also. So anybody's looking for a clock, clocksbychristopher.com. And of course, the guys that run the league, Don, Jason, Justin rather, and can't think of the other guy's name. Pretty quiet. Shane. Other than that, yeah, that's about doing it. Thank you guys for doing what you do.
All right, David. Well, once again, congratulations on a great run here tonight, and we'll see if we can't catch up with you before the season's out.
I hope so.
All right, there you have it. Final words from the driver walking away with that third position on the track here tonight. That was the O2 of David Camara. Let's see if we can't now snatch up the driver that went to victory lane last week. Walks away in second here tonight. Let's see if we can't dial up and have a few words with my good buddy, Justin Gann. Dave in the booth. You got me?
Hey, Dave, what's going on?
Nothing. Hey, man, finally able to talk to you. Unfortunately, I should have been able to talk to you in victory lane last week, but you know how that goes. Heck of a job backing that race win up here tonight with another solid podium.
Yeah, coming into the chase, man, I've had some really good races, so I I have a feeling it's going to turn around for me on next week at Richmond, but at least I've got a good base here going into you know elimination rounds next week.
Well, Justin, I mentioned the race win last week. Unfortunately, computer issues for me, so I wasn't able to be there to witness it and bring it to the race fans. But did that give you any more confidence? You said it already. You had some solid runs so far coming into the chase. Did last week's race win give you any more confidence and allow you to kind of go ahead and look at Phoenix as the night to get it done?
Oh yeah, definitely for sure. John, he's been able to run away from with most of these races, and just being able to beat him, and I just barely, beat him last week. So it is possible, and Phoenix is one of my favorite tracks, so hopefully I do well there uh, for the championship.
Well, Justin, unfortunately, I keep kicking myself in the head and I keep mentioning it. Unfortunately, we weren't able to catch that race win, but congratulations. As I said, man, solid run. Started way back in the field, all the way pretty much tail end in the 18th out of 19 positions, and all the way to the top spot for a moment, but finishing in second. Solid run here tonight, my man. Congratulations with that. Before we let you go, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody on that 30?
Oh yeah, I got to thank my Team 4X for their support. The sponsor on the Toyota tonight, RB Rigs. Want to thank all the admins for doing what they do, and you for putting on the broadcast.
All right, my man Justin. Well, with a good rip of runs as of late, we'll see if we can continue the trend at Richmond or maybe even Phoenix and get a championship interview. What do you say?
Oh yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
All right, there you have it. Justin Gann looking forward to championship night. Not so hot about Richmond next week. Well, it's a short track and some dangerous things can go down, that's for sure, when you're short track racing. But let's see if we can't dial up the man of the hour walking away with the race win here tonight. Darren Clement, it's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, what's going on, Dave?
Same old same, watching a first-time driver get to victory lane this season, man. Heck of a job, man. First race win. You done it during the chase. How good does that feel?
It definitely feels good, especially to come in here not being a chase driver and take one away from all them guys. So make all them top 12 or top 8 there work a little harder to get into the final four.
Well, you led me into a question without me even setting it up there. A non-chase driver, you were outside of the chase coming in. Does that add to the sweetness of the win at all? Being able to kind of say, "Ha, you're not that better than me."
Most definitely. It says, hey, look out next season when I run the full schedule and have my chance at possibly getting in.
Well, Darren, only 2 more races to go, Richmond as well as Phoenix. Neither of them quite like this track. Excuse me. Shorter Richmond mile track. I do believe it is listed as a mile. Races like a much shorter track. Phoenix kind of a monster and a beast unto its own. Do you got either of those 2 tracks circled as possibly being able to get back to victory lane?
Phoenix would probably be the better chance for me there. I kind of, find a way to run smooth at Phoenix, not so much on the other one. So watch for it to be at the final.
All right, well, Darren, again, my man, congratulations on the race win. Congratulations on the first victory of the season for you and that 32 crew. Before we let you go and celebrate the rest of the night away, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody else on the side of that 32?
Oh yeah, I'd like to, give a congrats to all my teammates out there for helping me prepare for the races over at East Coast Motorsports, GTR Simulators, and Pat, the team owner, for taking me on board.
All right, Darren, my man. Well, again, congratulations on the first race win. Fine job here tonight. And we'll see if we can't catch up with you next week or even 2 weeks from now when we hit Phoenix.
Yes, sir.
Well, there you go. Final words from your race winner. First time race winner here this season. That 32. Man, right there on the screen, and we'll go ahead and leave that up in the background as we begin to wind things down here tonight. From the Turn 3 Racing Network booth, what a race it was here. Race number 1 and round number 2 of Season's 2 championship chase right here in Swift Motorsports. RB RIGS Custom Computers Xfinity Series. Man, oh man, what a night it was. We had about 6 different race leaders. Justin Gann in the Toyota Supra. Man, he had a run. He had the race lead at one point in time, looking to make it go back to back. But story of the night, how about your points leader coming into tonight's race? Your pole sitter, your early race dominating machine, John Furness, trouble on a pit stop, gets popped by the pit road police, and the one of Furness finishes off of the lead lap. Man, that is going to be a big-time shakeup moving into Richmond. The cutoff race before we find out who our championship for is gonna be. My goodness, go ahead, mark it on your calendars. While you're at it, might as well just go ahead and click subscribe, smash the bell on that to keep you notified when we go live with that race here coming next week. But with all that being said, race fans, it's time to give you your race rundown here tonight. Everything unofficial results here. We'll see if we can't get that up on screen for you, and looks like race results loaded on up. So we'll run down tonight's finishing order for the Queen City 116 right here in Swift Motorsports RIGS Custom Computers Xfinity Series. Driver with the smoke show in the background. Your race winner, first time winner on the season, the 32 of Darren Clement. Driver finishing in that second position, Justin Gann in the 30 machine. David Camara gonna finally have a solid run here tonight, finishing where the car should. Camara gonna walk away with that third and final podium spot. The 4 of Jim Ott going to walk away in fourth, while the 22 of Todd Cray has some troubles and falls through the field. Cray going to round out your top 5. The 44 of Jason Ayerson needed a solid run. He got a solid run. Ayerson going to walk away in 6. 56 of John Wimbish going to walk away from tonight's race in the 7th position. Tommy Haynes back in 8th. Brandon Freeze in 9th position, and rounding out your top 10, the 66 of Edward Bray. Lee Staples also going to finish one lap down. He'll finish in the 11th position. Casey Duncan in the 18 back in 12th. Jonathan Cogswell in 13th. John Furness, your pole sitter here tonight, going to walk away from the track one lap down, listed in the 14th finishing position. First driver 2 laps down, only driver 2 laps down, the 62 of Stephen Ayers Jr. Andrew Mraz back in 16th, along with David Camara finishing in 17th. David Cameron having some big trouble. He'll finish 53 laps down tonight, back in the 18th spot. Terry Kahn in the 33 has some connection issues all night long. That's going to relegate him towards the back of tonight's field, finishing in 19th here tonight. The 00 of Nick Hunt walks away with that 19th and final finishing spot here in the Queen City 116, presented to you by Swift Motorsports in the RIGS Custom Computers Xfinity Series. And with that being said, big tip of the cap to both Don Kidder and Shane Bliss over there in race control, keeping everybody straight and smooth out there on the track. And, well, nothing left for us to do except begin to roll up the court. So with that being said, race fans, stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.